Hey, this is Ambassador Diamond Megan Baker, and I've had a lot of requests for my story lately, so I realized I hadn't done a video yet, so I'm just going to do one today. My husband's name is Jason Baker, and we live here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We are from Missouri, and we got married in 2001, decided together that for our family, it was going to work best for me to stay home with our kids, and he was going to work to pay the bills. That worked really well for us for quite a while. He had a good job. He was in residential construction. The housing market was exploding. Everybody was building. Everybody needed work. It was good. I mean, we were always on a budget, but it wasn't hard. We didn't have bad times or anything really like that. It was just, tight sometimes, but most of the time things were good. Fast forward to 2007, we had our third child at that point, and we have four. I don't know if I said that before or not, but anyway, we had just had our third child that summer. The economy kind of just crashed. It just crashed. I don't remember. It seems like such a blur to me at this point. I feel like it was kind of overnight. I don't feel like we really had any warning signs, but all of a sudden, builders started leaving the state. A lot of them left without paying their subs, and Jason was a sub. So it was very difficult and very hard and scary. At that point, we decided we were going to have to do something big if we were going to make it. We had lived in Missouri for a while. That was our home. That's where our family was. That's where our friends are. It was so difficult, but we had heard of a job down here, and so we had hardly any money at all. I mean, like literally hardly any money. He was coming. We moved down here like on a weekend for him to start work on Monday. Got down here. It was a heartbreaking move. He was going to start work on Monday, and there was no job. I don't remember what happened at this point in time, but the job wasn't there. The guy changed his mind or something like that. That's when I would say we got into a really financially bad spot. Lower than we've ever been since we've been married. I don't care to ever go back there again. He was such a hard worker, and I've always worked hard, taking care of the kids in our home. And for us to have to walk in to Family Services and apply for food stamps, apply for WIC, we had to apply for help for Christmas gifts for our children. It was a feeling that we never thought we would ever have. If you've been there, you know what I mean. It's bad. Okay. We had a church down the street that had a MOPS group, and they would have like a brunch each week, and I would take the kids and go down there because, if we could eat down there, then I didn't have to pull from our grocery budget. My parents would come to visit and get diapers and stuff, and it was so amazing because I didn't feel like we didn't know where we were going to get diapers the next week had that not happened. God always took care of us. We had food on the table and things like that. It was literally a day-to-day thing, I can't even explain how broke that we were. We had one vehicle that really hardly ran, and at some point during that time period, our faith became a whole lot stronger because I think at some point, we were in a position where we couldn't depend on anything other than God, so that's just where we were, Our faith became stronger, our marriage became stronger, and we had a moment sometime probably around 2008, 2009, where we said, you know what, God, whatever you put in our path, we're going to be thankful for it, and whatever opportunity arises, we're going to just jump on it. We're not going to ask any questions. That's what we're going to do. It was really hard for a couple more years, okay? Jason ended up getting a pretty good job in 2011, and we were so thankful for that. We kind of saw some light at the end of the tunnel at that point. We moved into what we called our little Dave Ramsey house. It was about 1,200 square feet, had a possum issue, and we had 6 people to fit in this house. So we sold everything that we could. If we didn't need it to live, we sold it. And we moved there. At that point, I had a van. It had about 200,000 miles on it. I was so thankful for that van. It was safe and it ran. And we were still kind of like, that's all we had. But, you know, we were progressing and we were still had this mindset of whatever comes our way, we're going to jump on it. September, well, I guess about August of 2011, I started seeing these Facebook posts from a girl I went to high school with, her brothers, and it was for these wraps. It was all these before and after pictures, and I thought, what in the world is that? we don't have that here. Okay, it's not like hardly anywhere. I called her and I said, I want to sell these things. No, I had not wrapped. No, I didn't really know anyone other than her who had wrapped. I didn't really even understand what the heck it was. I told Jason, I said, Jason, we've got to do this. I've got to sell these things. And it's $200 to sign up. $200, we did not have $200. We did not have $200 like at any point in the last 5 years. I mean, that was absolutely absurd for me to think that I could just buy that kit. I said to him, I said, let me pull it from the rent envelope and I will get it back in there by the end of the month. This was September 3rd. So I had 27 days to come up with $200. I had never made that kind of money as a stay-at-home mom. I had sold some other things. I kind of ended up with a house full of whatever it was I was selling. There wasn't really ever any money that had been made. So this wasn't really looking very promising at the time. But again, we had decided we were going to take any opportunity that we could. Okay, got my kit, $200. I earned that money back within like a day or two. I wasn't playing. You know, I didn't wait for training. I didn't wait even for my kit to come in. I didn't wait for me to wrap and have specific results. I already knew it worked. I also was smart enough to know that every body is different, so it might take me a little longer than somebody else or whatever. So I wasn't concerned about that. I was concerned about $200 in our family. Our ultimate goal, our huge goal for ourselves was a few $100 a month. That would have rocked our world. It would have freed up a whole bunch of money in the budget. We would not know what to do with ourselves if I was bringing in a few $100 a month. It was so huge to us. Fast forward a couple of weeks, and I had already made my kit money back and a few $100. I mean, now what, right? I mean, we have never in our lives thought big. We have never thought beyond just our basic bills and things like that. I mean, we didn't know what to do. We got really excited that maybe God had a bigger plan for us than what we really thought. That Christmas, I paid for our Christmas with our It Works money. That blew our mind. I mean, for him to not have to go do a bunch of side work and stuff to try to scrape together enough money and go shopping on Christmas Eve, that was huge for us. So that was then. That following March, I went Presidential Diamond. If you don't know what that means, it's about an average of $16,000 a month. And I was not average, so that was insane for us. I have an amazing team, and I had great people jump on board, people that I didn't even know, but it was other people like us who said, hey, I want better for myself, so let's give it a shot, you know? I didn't ever have anybody come on my team that was some network marketing success in another company. I never had some top salesperson from their job. It was all just totally regular people who had different strengths and weaknesses, but enough excitement and a big enough reason why they needed to do this. I went Ambassador Diamond 11 months after I started. That's an average of $31,000 a month, and I was building Jason at the time as well. At that point in time, we realized that you know, he didn't have to work anymore if he didn't want to. So he's been home. We did a big week at Disney World, just whatever we wanted to do all week. It was fantastic, and that was his last time at work, was October of 2012. We do this together now. I mean, he's got things that he's good at, and behind the scenes, things that you would never even see, and then I do my thing. So the point is this. I had sold other things. We were broke. I couldn't even afford a babysitter to go do anything for this. I mean, we worked it into our lives. I wasn't a salesperson or didn't have, I mean, I've lost weight. Like I was overweight when I started. It doesn't, there's so many reasons, you know, so many things that you can think of why you shouldn't do this. That's easy. That's fine. And this isn't for everyone, but I know for a fact that there's a bunch of people out there just like us. Maybe they don't have any time. Maybe you make good money, but you have zero time to even hang out with your family. Maybe your kids have food allergies and you don't have the extra money to pay for the grocery bill, because I get that too. That's our family. Maybe you want to send your little girl to dance class, but that extra $40, $50, $60 a month is not happening. Maybe your kids want to go to summer camp and you don't know where the money is going to come from to pay for that, or you have to charge it. Maybe you have student loans and debt. I don't know. I don't know your story. But I do know that there's enough people out there who say, you know what? If God's going to give me the opportunity, I'm not going to roll my eyes and throw it back at him and say, no thanks. I mean, I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. And you don't have to know how it works. You don't have to know why it's all going to work. You don't have to have everything lined out. What you do have to say is, okay, here I am, and I'm going to give 200%, and I'm going to learn as I go, and I'm going to trust the people who've done it before me, and we're going to rock this out and go all the way. So I encourage you to do that, and thanks for listening to our story. We love this company and what it's done for us, and I will see you soon. Bye.